Sorry.
Alright, now we're gonna try and sneak into a room that...
Okay, so we're just walking, checking out some rooms. Someone's definitely staying. Let's go listen in, and we're gonna try and find a room that no one's staying in. There's definitely
a TV going.
Definitely someone in there.
I think the first one was the best.
Yeah, because the first one, I don't think anyone was there. Are you gonna sleep here tonight?
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Let me go. I'm gonna pull the reader out. Let's hope for the best, Flipper. Do your thing. RFID. That was fast.
What?
Yo, these hotel rooms are sick. Yo, someone's
here.
definitely here.
Dude, there's suitcases. Your TV. Dude, that is weird.
Yeah, we gotta
I snuck into an abandoned amusement park and saw something that scarred me for life. I saw this place on Google Maps and it had been closed for over 30 years. So we got the landowner's permission and hopped the fence. Definitely don't try this at home. As soon as we got there, everything looked scary and untouched, but in one of the stalls where they generally serve food, we quickly noticed that there was a banana that couldn't have been more than a couple hours old.
Looks like it was eaten recently.
Someone had been there, so we kept walking around and noticed that even some of the lights would just turn on still, which was crazy. But that's when I made a big mistake by going into one of the booths and I saw this. It was a homeless man in a trash bag and he was holding what looked like a knife. I investigate crazier things here. I snuck into an abandoned chemical factory and actually saw something really disturbing. As soon as we arrived, there were a bunch of signs telling us there's radioactive material and to stay out, but we were ready to risk it all. There were cameras and everything was locked up. My friend managed to jump the fence and I managed to sneak through. We then saw a ladder and a staircase and took it up, but that's when we realized we made a fat mistake. We saw bloodstains on the ground as well as a bunch of other really questionable stuff. And as soon as we tried to leave, the alarm started beeping and they locked us in. If you thought that was bad, watch this. This is an abandoned missile silo and I'm gonna sneak in to see what they're hiding. The fence was spiky and it even said that there were dangerous animals, but we ended up finding one small spot where the fence was a little broken and went in. And very quickly we realized we made a huge mistake because the sirens were going off. It was telling us to stop trespassing, and usually I'd put the fries in the bag and just leave, but we ignored it and quickly found some radioactive rocks and a bunch of classified information. But that's when we finally noticed a car pulling in from the distance and made a run for it. Yo, Krishna, we're cooked. It gets crazier here. Can you actually sneak into Area 51? It's famous for being the most secretive piece of land in the USA, and everyone thinks it's impossible to get in. So I drove as close as I could to one of the Area 51 sites and noticed it was entirely blocked off by fence with radioactive signs and more everywhere. Climbing the fence wasn't gonna work, so we used a saw and started breaking it. We got in and noticed a bunch of underground secret tunnels, and that's when we heard a radio alert and sirens and dashed off. Krishna, I can't go to prison. I'm a They're gonna change that. I investigate crazier things here. How much money can you get selling a fake iPhone to Walmart's phone ATM? See, usually this machine rips people off by giving them absolutely terrible offers, so I decided I'd scam them back. So I brought the goofiest iPhone I can find. I mean, dog, what even is this startup screen? And then I went and plugged it in and waited. And at first, it wasn't registering it, but after banging on the machine over and over again, it started scanning it. But that's when out of nowhere, we finally got an offer and yeah, we're cooked. I'm never going to Egypt ever again, and if you went through what I did, you wouldn't either. So my first day there, I thought I was gonna be safe because I was with my family the whole time, but I was entirely wrong. So we took a tour of the pyramids and even went inside when something really annoying happened. So there's these people in Egypt where they'll try selling you beads and stuff and they'll be on the streets near tourist destinations. And of course, your boy Krishna Sahay isn't gonna fall for that. So when some guy named Hamdu came to go and sell me some jewels that were quote unquote special, I obviously didn't fall for it. But he kept on insisting that I needed to buy them, and he told me for $10 I could go on some secret tour to an island near Cairo on a boat at night. I honestly wish I never went. I had like $200 in my right pocket, which was so dumb of me. Krishna Sahay's an idiot. But sure enough, just 20 minutes into the island, I go to the restroom and I noticed that the $200 isn't in my pocket anymore. It just magically disappeared, and I knew it was Hamdi. And you're probably wondering, how'd you know? And Hamdi ended up pushing me earlier when I first arrived to the island, and I noticed someone else walking away in the distance. If you want me to fly back to Egypt and fight Hamdi, subscribe. This is me in the back of a truck being sent to a jail in Thailand, not knowing if I'm gonna have to serve for years as a teenager. Here's how it all went down. I had two friends who decided it'd be a good idea to live in Thailand for a bit since the girls were hot and it was a nice place to work in. And after 2 months of being there, they were begging me for one simple thing.
Krishna, you have to come here. All the hot girls are here.
Please, Daddy Krishna, come to Thailand already.
So I made the trip and flew to Thailand. But little did I know this would be one of the biggest mistakes of my life. At first, Thailand seemed nice. The weather, the girls, and the villa was really pretty. But 2 days in, and we hear banging and knocking at the door. They were yelling in Thai, so I couldn't understand anything. But within minutes, we were all in handcuffs and everything in our villa was seized. We were sent to a Thailand jail for almost a whole day. The reason why this happened is really unfortunate for me though. So my friends had actually overstayed their visa, and because I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, chilling with them, I got caught into the drama. And what was worse, my bail, 275,000 Thai baht, which was like 8,000 US dollars. I got robbed at a gas station and they took my phone, wallet, and some cash, but secretly made one mistake. See, I had an AirTag in my wallet and they didn't take it out, as well as a phone inside of my car that was tracking it. As soon as they left, I started chasing them down, and quickly we started going really fast, 120, 130 miles an hour down the highway. So I slowed it down and decided risking my life isn't worth a couple $100s. But just a few minutes later, I noticed a huge crash on the highway, and it's the guys who robbed me. So I pull over, and when the police officers get there, they arrested them and got my wallet back. It gets insane right here.
Dude, listen, give me the watch.
I got robbed in an Uber, but chased them down and got them arrested. It started when I had to take an Uber to the store because my car was stolen. And at first, the driver seemed fine. It was like an old Chinese guy, so I didn't think much of it. But about 10 minutes in, I started noticing this guy was acting a bit weird. He kept on staring at me from the mirror, and then he started driving in the wrong direction. I should have gotten out of the car, but a few minutes go by and he parks up. I ask him what's going on, and this guy goes straight ballistic and robs me. Where are we?
Dude, listen, give me the watch. Give me the watch.
I give him my watch, but while hopping out of the car, I drop an AirTag into the seat so I have his location. And I call the cops and my friend, and we start following the location and updating the police on where the car is. But before we knew it, he was cornered and I got my watch back. I got more stories here.
So 6 months ago, I got robbed in Germany, and I wasn't allowed to tell anyone about it until now. So I had just flown in from London, and it was my first night in Germany. And me and my friend John began looking for things to do late at night by ourselves. Little did we know, things were about to get really, really bad. After deciding on what seemed to be like half a restaurant, half a bar, we hopped in the taxi and to the left. But soon we'd find out that this wasn't a restaurant or a bar. And after arriving, we quickly realized that we were in the wrong place.
Bro, where are we? No one here.
In fact, we were in the wrong place by 23 miles, and why the Uber actually brought us there is really dark. So me and my friend pull up maps and started making our way to an area that we thought was safe. My friend was freaking out and something was most definitely not right.
This is so dead.
We walked around the entire block twice before finally finding what seemed to be an end. And soon came one of the most traumatizing moments I had ever experienced, so you have to follow. Just 30 seconds later. Dude, this is kind of dangerous.
I'm hiding $1,000 in Costco, but will it still be there in 24 hours? I started by hiding a $100 bill inside of the fridge, but as the spots get harder, the amounts will get bigger. Next up, we're hiding $200 underneath the watermelons, but with the $300, we did a little parkour and hid it on top of these items in the back. And with the massive $400 left, I hid it inside of a tree right outside the store. But 24 hours later, let's see if the money was found. Starting with the $100, which surprisingly wasn't. Let's go! But what about my $200? No! But did anyone find the money that was hidden up high on the shelf? No one took it. But now it was time to see if the $400 was still there. It's gone! I do crazier things right here. How many people can jump in an elevator at the same time before it crashes? Let's find out. It started with just me jumping and nothing really happened. I could feel a little bit of movement, but the elevator was fine. And even though it did move a little, the elevator's maximum weight is 1,500 pounds. So if like 500 pounds worth of people jump, hypothetically, it should break. We then went on to 2 people. And we could actually feel it shake a lot more this time, but it still held on really well. When we did 3 people though, now we were entering kind of a risky zone. When we all jumped at the same time, we could actually feel it drop a little bit, but once again, it held on really well. But then it was time for 5 people. Even though we completely destroyed the elevator, it wasn't over for me.
Over $560,000 in damages liable after TikToker Krishna Sahay destroys elevator.
The worst thing since the devious lick trend.
Krishna Sahay claims to be daddy's money and has all damages in
If you think I deserve a punishment, subscribe. Here's how I sometimes make thousands of dollars whenever I go to the gas station. First, I buy a ski mask from a store nearby, but don't worry, I'm not doing anything illegal. Next, I just go into the gas station, buy a water or something, and I just ask them out of curiosity how much money is in the cash register. But instead of telling me, for some reason, they just start freaking out, opening it and giving me all the cash inside. And then they beg me not to hurt them, and I tell them, okay, thank you for the free money. Like, how am I gonna say no? I do crazier things right here. I accidentally crashed a plane. But it's not what it looks like, it's not what it seems. Just hear me out. I was chilling by the US border and I noticed a private jet flying in. And I got really curious and started going around and found a secret airport nearby. Dozens and dozens of tiny planes that would like come in and out. But as a good citizen of our country, I wasn't gonna let anyone illegal or any illegal planes come in. And I was pretty sure these planes were illegal. So I remembered I had a $500 super laser that could literally burn through paper and other objects and blind anyone. Like, you literally need to wear those special glasses to use this thing. So I decided I was gonna make the world a better place by letting one less illegal plane fly into the country. But this was a really big mistake.
TikToker Krishna Sahay is the main suspect to private jet crash.
If we find out Krishna Sahay did this, we will have him apprehended.
How is Krishna so stupid? Like, who points that kind of laser at a plane?
I still got out with no evidence though, so subscribe. Today, I went to an art museum to pull the fire alarm, but when I went inside, I honestly was super disappointed. It looked like these were made in 5 minutes, and then I saw the price tags. $2,000, $5,000, even $500,000. For what? I left the museum knowing I could make my own art piece way better, so I grabbed a couple items, put it on display, took photos, then listed it on Facebook Marketplace for $5,000. Within minutes, I got hundreds of messages from actually some pretty rich people, and one guy from Russia said if I deliver it to him, he'll give me $7,500. I'll do it if you watch this. I'm officially banned from every Walmart in my city, and it's not because I super glued one of the employees to the toilet or because I pulled the fire alarm. It's a lot worse this time. See, the other day I went to my local Walmart to grab some cookies and milk for a sleepover, and when I went to the checkout section to pay for it, I had a big problem. See, the cookies scanned perfectly fine, but every time I would try and scan the milk, it literally would not work. And I guess it was because the barcode was super messed up, but obviously I didn't want to steal, and since no employees wanted to come and help me out, so I just scanned the cookies a second time since they were a similar price to the milk and just paid for it since that was pretty fair. And obviously I got the bread off of some rock, paper, scissors. All right, let's make sure we're good for this. Come on, let's go scissors first.
Boom! Okay, let's go rock. Come on, don't fail us. Boom!
Oh, the cash right here. Boom! That's a huge dog. And just walked out of the store not thinking anything was possibly gonna happen. Well, clearly I was wrong because out of nowhere the next day, the police came to my door and told me that I was getting sued. And when I went and opened the letter, it was a paper from Walmart saying that I owed $4.32 for milk, otherwise I was going to jail. I'm never going to Vietnam ever again. I'm never going to Vietnam ever again. On my first day there, I didn't think I'd get robbed late at night, but I was wrong. So it's late and I'm chilling with my mom and my sisters, when by complete luck, my mom walks out of the room to grab a drink of water. Less than a second after she walks out, she looks to her right and then runs back immediately. Within seconds, the door is barricaded with tables, chairs, and other furniture. An intruder was inside. A few minutes pass and the most traumatic thing happens. Banging and screaming at the door. Although we first thought this was the intruder trying to get in, it was someone else. Someone that played a key part into this entire incident. There's one phone on the desk. My mom goes to pick it up and looks outside and realizes she doesn't have to call the cops because the house is already surrounded by the Vietnamese police force. Luckily, the keys to the house were in the room and my mom threw it for the police officers and it barely reached them. The police get in, search the house, and bring out one man and surprisingly one woman. My babysitter. She was the one that was banging and screaming on the door. And if you want to know how the intruder got in, because spoiler alert, it wasn't breaking down a door, follow for part 2. The other day, I was at the Balenciaga store. As I was walking around, I noticed all the expensive clothes looked like straight garbage. Like, what is this? And it only gets worse on their website. Like, dog, you can't be serious. Who's buying buying this. So I was wondering if I could sell my own fake Balenciaga for hundreds of dollars. So I went to Target, picked out a bunch of clothes, and made sure to win on stakes so I could pay for them, and immediately went back home, started ripping them up, lighting them on fire until they looked like this. Then I listed it on eBay for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and for a while no one was buying it until randomly one guy bought both of them, and boom.
And he's been calling me or impersonating a Target.
No, I'm not impersonating a Target worker.
Look, bro, you're not doing anything wrong. Like, I can't kick you out or anything.
Yeah, I'm just wearing red.
You just, change or just go home.
You're so nice, bro. I'll just leave. Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
This Target is really nice, actually. They were super chill. They know I'm not actually trying to be an employee.
Just stop talking.
Dang, I guess he actually was security. Bro, there's no way. Dude, what is that security car? Yo, what's going on?
Real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
You're leaving?
Yeah.
Alright, good boy.
Bye.
Alright, see you later, bro.
Bro, that is some weird security, dog.
I'm officially banned from my local Target, and it's not because I pretended to work there or because I was peeing in the changing rooms. It's way dumber this time. See, while I was shopping the other day, I noticed this little device that lets you search up items in the store as well as prices. But I also noticed that it was connected to the music system in the store, so I connected my phone to it and started blasting brain rot audios throughout the store. But even though we thought it was absolutely hilarious, and you can't lie, it's pretty funny, the security and workers did not find it funny and were looking for me. So I started hiding in random aisles, when out of nowhere, I got caught and escorted out. I get in more trouble right here. Today, I was walking through Walmart shopping for my usual stuff, but as I was going through the aisle, something caught my eye. Walmart was selling fake gold bars. And at first, I didn't think much of it, but that's when I remembered the price of gold. $3,000, $10,000, even $100,000 for some bars. So I bought one and immediately started taking photos of it to list online. And within minutes, tons of messages started pouring in from people everywhere trying to buy them. And that's when I knew I had to get more. So we ran it up to get some funds to continue buying. We really need to run this up. Come on. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might actually be able to get all the gold. Come on. Should I just, I'm gonna just cash out. Boom, we're so chilling. Once I got a ton more, I started listing them and managed to sell 3 of them for over $30,000 worth of profit. And I literally thought I was sitting on an infinite money glitch here. But that's when one day I saw one of the guys who I sold a gold bar to at the front of my house with a police officer telling me I was under arrest. I accidentally met a serial killer and got him arrested. It started with a big mistake of me driving down a super ghetto country road late at night when I noticed something on the side. Do you see that thing? Yo, what is that? Dude, what is that? I'm saying. At first, it looked like a cardboard box, but we quickly realized it was a lot worse. It was a person. No.
Krishna, call the cops.
We called the cops and waited. No, they're not okay. No, he's not home. But while we waited for the police, we hid in case there was a person who did this nearby. And that's when we noticed a beat up pickup truck hiding a couple hundred feet away. Once the cops got there, they quickly found him and arrested him for 12 different incidents. Watch me do something crazy here. I accidentally met the biggest serial killer in my entire city and also almost became one of his victims. It started with my car breaking down in a random neighborhood, and while I was calling for the tow truck, I really needed to use the bathroom. So I started knocking on random doors to see if anyone would be kind enough to let me use their bathroom, and one guy opened up and immediately red flags appeared. He smelled super bad and the place was super messy, but I didn't care. My bladder was about to explode. So I followed him to the bathroom and my heart literally sank. There were bloodstains in the shower that I can't show on YouTube, as well as handcuffs, tape, as well as these pliers just sitting around. So I knew I had to get out of there ASAP, and even though he was trying to get me to stay for longer, I dashed out of there and just tried to forget everything I saw. But the next day, the news came on and showed this.
A notorious serial killer has finally been caught after 4 years living at this address. His name, Pedro Hernandez.
TikToker Krishna Sahay may have a clue as to where the missing submarine is.
So I got some satellite footage off the coast of Canada, and if there's any chance that this was actually the missing submarine, I needed to investigate for myself. I took the first flight to Canada and then immediately went out to sea. We went to the exact coordinates and then found this little red thing and then waited there and started looking around.
Krishna, bro, if you die, it's on you.
So all I really saw was this weird white thing and then this little jellyfish. Subscribe for the effort. So my cat has a big problem and I honestly need to sell him. So this guy's name is Rio, and I bought this guy like like 4 months ago, and he was so cute and he was like mad fun to play with and stuff. But like over the last couple months, he's just been getting kind of big. And like, I don't know, man. I just think he's not as cute as he used to be. So I'm thinking about buying another cat and just selling him, buying like a new cute one that's small. I don't know if it's just me, like a Krishna Sahay thing of like buying a new cat once the cat just gets a little less cute. But if you're in Frisco, Texas, just DM me. I snuck into Walmart with an employee uniform to get on the intercom and blast Brain Rot. As soon as I did, everyone was super confused and looking up trying to figure out what was going on. But I knew I had to make an escape because the employees were on to me. So I started by hiding in the toilet paper section, and it was working because the employees weren't noticing me. But once the coast was clear, I ran out as fast as I could, and even though an employee was chasing me down, I got away. But that's when I realized 3 police officers were outside ready to arrest me, and now I'm going to jail. I try something even dumber here. What happens if you pretend to drop a baby off a roller coaster? I went to the scariest ride in the entire park and had a little baby doll that I was hiding, but the second the ride started, I started holding it in my lap, and everyone around me thought I was crazy. People were yelling like, yo, he's got a baby. And as the ride started going up and down, I was getting nervous until we had this crazy drop, and that's when I accidentally dropped the baby and it just fell straight out of my arms, and you could hear everyone freaking out. Drop the baby. But the worst part was that once I got off the ride park operator was investigating the entire situation, and they even brought me into an interrogation room. But instead of answering any of their questions, I was just ignoring them and just running it up. I got the cops called on me during the Minecraft movie, and it's not because I blew fireworks or because I pulled a fire alarm. It's way worse this time. So if you don't already know, whenever they play the Minecraft movie, there's 50 lunatics that start screaming when they say Flint and Steel and Chicken Jockey in the movie. So to stop everyone from straight up destroying the place, I took my own projector into the theater and started blasting it and playing different movies and random videos on YouTube. And obviously, people start getting so pissed. They start walking out the theater, talking to security, and a few minutes later, the cops walk into the movie theater. They start going up to random people and questioning everyone until they finally come up to me and I tell them this.
I no speak the English. No speak.
And they straight up left me alone. I get away with more here. I put up a billboard saying I'm wanted with a $1,000 prize, so let's see if anyone actually finds me. For the first couple of days, people started looking at me weird here and there, but nothing really crazy happened. Until about a week in, when I noticed some guy at a store just looking at me really weird. While I'm in the store, he asked me for my name. And even though I'm super famous and people do it all the time, this time it was a bit odd. And when I tried to leave the store, it was like he was blocking me off and stopping me. I had to make a run for it. But sure enough, nothing happened for the rest of the day, and I thought I was in the clear until the next day when I got an unsuspecting knock on my door and I realized I was getting raided. It gets disastrous right here. I swear to God it was an accident. It's not what it looks like. Let me explain. I was just minding my own business, sightseeing in Japan when I visited this temple. And Asian temples have these things called like incense perfume. And basically you buy one of them, stick it in a little fire pot, and then leave it there, get good luck. And since I keep getting arrested, I decided I was gonna light my own stick and leave it there. But because of the wind, it just wouldn't light up. So I came up with a genius idea. I poured a little bit of gasoline onto the stick, and I forgot gasoline is like flammable here. This thing's going fine. Then this happened. Within seconds, the fire started spreading everywhere.
Guys, Krishna just messed up big time.
I took a quick video with the fire and then ran away with everyone else. May have just done a pretty big fucking oopsie. I was literally spreading. But someone saw what I did and reported me.
TikToker の Krishna Sahay が日本の寺を破壊します。
Japanese government places 10 million yen bounty on Krishna Sahay.
Krishna has just told reporters this.
Krishna Sahay, I don't know who that is. You should subscribe to him though. I'm officially banned from my local Target, and it's not because I pretended to work there or because I was peeing in the changing rooms. It's much worse this time. See, while I was shopping the other day, I noticed this little device that lets you search up items throughout the store and their prices, but I also noticed that it was connected to the music system that runs the store. So I connected my phone to it and started blasting brain rot audios throughout the store. But even though we thought it was absolutely hilarious, and you can't lie, it is, the security and workers did not find it funny and were looking for me. So I started hiding in random aisles until out of nowhere security kicked me out, and I get in a lot more trouble here. Can you sue Starbucks for spilling hot coffee on you? To test this out, I went to my local Starbucks, ordered the hottest coffee they had, and waited in the drive-thru until I finally got it. When I grabbed it from the worker's hand, it slipped and fell all over me and the car, and it hurt really bad. And I was sitting there pretending to be completely passed out, and the manager ran out of the store to come check on me, and he even started calling for the ambulance and cops. And when they showed up there, they medically examined me, and I told them that I was never going to be able to walk again because it hurt my leg so bad. I lawyered up and sued Starbucks, and sure enough, we managed to win, and they gave us $67,000 worth of Starbucks gift cards. I do something smarter here. How fast can you get banned from Costco? 3, 2, 1. As soon as I pulled it, everyone started evacuating and the alarms were going off like crazy. But obviously, I didn't want to get caught, so I hid behind a ton of items inside of a shelf. And even though it was working, security and other workers were still on the lookout for me. But as hours and hours passed, it eventually became nighttime. And so I got out of my hiding spot and realized the entire place was empty. So I started stealing the leftover samples at the free sample stands, as well as found this awesome place to sleep. And this new spot worked super well, and even though it got boring at night, I was just ripping dubs.
Come on, steak. Oh, go one more time. Come on, please. Let's go, let's go. Oh. Oh!
And this new spot worked until the next morning when I hopped out and quickly realized police and workers were coming inside trying to find me. So I hit a little speaker in the middle of the store and started blasting brain rot audios. And then just walked out thinking the coast was clear, but that's when they grabbed me and banned me. I do something more ridiculous here. What happens if you pull the fire alarm in the airport? Ready, set, go. Again. Within minutes, the entire airport was evacuated and completely empty. And law enforcement started surrounding the airport looking for me. I hid in the bathroom and managed to find a boarding pass in the trash can. I took it and waited a few hours and went through security. And luckily, they didn't even check my ticket. But for legal reasons, this didn't happen, okay? I caught a flight to flee the country. And even though I thought I was safe, the second I landed, I was immediately detained and held for questioning. After confessing like an absolute idiot, do not do anything I do in this video. They sued me for $400,000 and delayed flight tickets. I do a lot worse right here. I'm gonna make this highway sign say sub to Krishna Sahay. See, I saw a video of someone hacking a highway sign and making it say whatever they wanted to, so I thought it'd be free promotion for my channel. I started messing with some of the buttons, and at first I made it say welcome to Mexico, and that was a huge mistake because everyone started freaking out and crashing, and it caused a huge pileup on the highway. But as soon as that happened, I switched it to say sub to Krishna Sahay since everyone was stopped and could read it. And I gained over 30,000 subscribers in one day. But that's when I woke up. Watch more here. Can you hack the World Cup screen? I walked into the stadium and got into my seat and waited till people weren't paying attention since obviously I didn't want to get caught. And when it was time to strike, I booted up the Flipper Zero, found a connection, and just like that, I managed to set the screen to say subscribe to Krishna Sahay for 2 seconds before it got removed. And I tried running out of there, but sure enough, they got me, and now I'm in jail for the next 15 days, guys. Today on my flight to LA, we lost an engine and the co-pilot passed out. They asked if anyone knew how to fly a plane, and since I have over 20 hours in Roblox Flight Simulator, I volunteered to save everyone's lives. I hopped in the cockpit, and even though I had no clue what to do, after some Google searching, I learned the basics. Everything went pretty smoothly for a while when I accidentally started hitting the wrong buttons and sent the plane into a complete nosedive. Everyone was panicking, and in the back there was an announcement saying that we would need to brace for impact, but your boy Krishna Sahay was pretty confident that he could save this entire problem. I grabbed the wheel and pulled it up like this, but it was too late.
TikToker Krishna Sahay accidentally blows up Boeing 737 while en route to Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's definitely my bad. I definitely choked. I thought it was like GTA, but it's like different. Afterwards, I talked to the pilot about what actually went wrong. There's a couple engines. Yeah, that's not that bad. I realized it was all just a dream, and I landed the plane just fine and saved everyone on board.
But if you still think I'm stupid, subscribe.
I'm gonna pretend to steal from Walmart to see what happens. I went to the back, bought a TV, fully paid for it, but once I started walking to the front, when the guy asked for my receipt, I just started running as fast as I could with the TV. The worker started chasing after me into the parking lot, but I was too fast and got away, and the alarms in the store started going off, which was super weird because I didn't even steal anything. But for the next couple hours, really nothing happened, which makes sense because, again, I did not steal. But then out of nowhere, a cop pulls me over saying I'm the suspect of a robbery at Walmart, and I show him the receipt, and I'm like, yo, I didn't do this, and they fire the employee instead. I do something crazier here.
I'm gonna pull the fire alarm at Walmart and see if I can get away with it.
Krishna, this is a horrible idea.
Ready, set, go. The few people that were still in the store were immediately evacuated and 2 ambulances and a fire truck pulled up. But things were about to get bad since cops were in Walmart looking for the people who had turned on the false alarm. When we felt the coast was finally clear, we walked out of the Walmart, sat in our car when the worst thing possible happened. We were approached by a cop who was really suspicious because we came out pretty late, and they quote unquote had some reasonable suspicion to go talk to us. And they asked me for my age. I lied.
How old are you?
18. I'm 19, he's 18.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
I lied, they detained me, threw me in the back of the cop car, and sent me off, but the craziness had just started, because I was making headlines.
Krishna Sahay. TikToker detained for what he says was a complete prank.
And when they interviewed me, I told them this. Dude, it wasn't even me, just let me cook, dude. Like, I'm doing my own stuff, man. You think I should have ran faster? Subscribe.
Can you avoid paying parking tickets by putting a fake one on your car? A few weeks ago, I parked in a disabled no parking spot at a random location. And when I came back, I got an insane $300 ticket. So this time, I came to the same spot, parked my car in the disabled spot, but placed a fake ticket so it looked like I already got one. And nothing happened for a few hours till the parking attendant finally came out. And when he was looking through all the cars, he sat around mine, looked at it, and then just put it back and let me go. I test crazier things here. I'm staying in this resort/hotel, and I was looking at the room service menu, and it looks normal. Anything you desire delivered to your door, and it looks like it's just food and everything in a menu. But look right here, VIP experience for $1,400, and it's got like a photo of some stripper or something. I don't know what this is, but when you click on it, it tells you access is restricted till 10 p.m. So I'm gonna wait till 10, and we're gonna figure out what this is. All right, so it just turned 10 p.m. It officially opened, and it says the unforgettable VI experience. And then also, why are there 2 random names? Mia and Tina, 800 per hour. I'm gonna go ahead and reserve Tina, add it to the cart. All right, send to my room. Let's check out. Hi.
Hi, it's Tina.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Good. All right.
All right, do you want to follow me to the bedroom? I brought this for us.
Can you steal a forklift from a construction site? As you can see, they're all over there. I don't think they're gonna notice. I also look just like them. Let's go. My friend told me they always leave their key behind, and what do you know? They did. Oh my gosh, they're so stupid. Yo, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yo, this thing fast as we gotta go as far as possible ASAP. All right, so we're in a bit of a pickle. We just got stuck over this speed bump. How do I get out? Oh, we're good, we're good. We might be in the clear, boys. Wait, what? Yo, 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 we gotta go, we gotta go. Yo, chill, chill, chill. Oh, get the out. Get the They took my forklift. And I'm calling the stop. I went into Target with an employee uniform to say this on the intercom.
Attention, everyone. Everything is free for the next 2 hours. Everything is free.
Immediately, everyone started grabbing things, and people were rushing out of the store with their items, and the alarms were going off because they thought everyone was stealing. But even though we thought it was absolutely hilarious, the staff were not happy. And you could literally see the managers and security pissed. They even put out a message on the intercom saying it was a false alarm, and even sent officers into the store. Since I had an employee uniform, I pretended to just keep working by mopping the floors, but they knew it was me because of the cameras and just kicked me straight out. I do something stupider here. I snuck into Walmart with an employee uniform to get on the intercom and yell this.
Everything is free for the next hour. Everything is free for the next 2 hours, actually. Everything. Go buy. Shop, shop, shop.
Immediately, people were freaking out and just grabbing whatever they could. I literally even saw a guy just swiping everything off a shelf and throwing it in his car. And while people were walking out, the buzzers were going like crazy. But I had to make sure I took advantage of it as well and since everything was free, I grabbed the TV and just started running out of there. But this is when things started getting bad. They put an announcement on the alarm saying it was a false alarm and that everyone has to pay for everything. And even though I got out of there and thought everything was gonna be fine, at my car, someone made me sign a paper saying I'm never allowed to come back to Walmart. Something dumber happens here. I'm gonna save a lobster from Red Lobster and see how long I can keep it as a pet.
Krishna's about to walk over there and initially grab the lobster.
I made a run for it, but staff chasing after me. But we had a bigger problem. See, lobsters can only last around 30 minutes without being in water. I had to make a decision. Bring David to my home, which was 20 minutes away, and get close, or return him back to the lobster killer and let him get caught. I chose the first option, threw him in a bag, drove as fast as I could, got him, and luckily put him in a bowl. But it was too late.
Krishna, I think he's dead.
Yeah, bro, wake up, dude. Like, I knew lobster CPR, and after picking him up and shaking him for a little bit, he was still moving. By day 2, we got him some ice and salt into his water, and he was chilling. But by day 3, things started to take a big turn. He started turning blue and stopped moving as much. By day 4, he completely stopped moving, and by day 5, he was confirmed a goner. That's when I realized I had been making a big mistake the entire time while taking care of him. Even though I give the lobster water, a home, and most importantly, my love, I never fed the lobster any food. If you think I'm a terrible pet owner, subscribe. This is a $10 smoke grenade, and this is a $200 smoke grenade, so let's see which one does more damage. First, the $10 one.
Yo, it's already smoking up.
Yo, bro, that looks like it's AI.
Bro, Krishna, this is the $10 one?
Yeah.
What is the $200 one gonna do?
Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, we gotta get out of here. Dude, let's go. Let's go. We're gonna get arrested. It was getting really bad since the smoke was literally blocking public roads, so we got out of there. Now it's time for the $200 smoke bomb. It's honestly not that much crazier than the first one.
Okay, I think you spoke a little soon.
Oh no. I tested this and more right here. My friend Asher just bought a new McLaren, which means I'm gonna steal it. I camped outside his house for over 3 hours until he finally came outside, and that's when I sent my goons to grab him, take his key, and then drive off with the car. He's crying, but honestly, I don't care. I got a new McLeasy, baby. I do something more diabolical here. I accidentally got a serial killer arrested. It started when I went to the worst rated hotel in my city for a TikTok video. A Vito van right out. Trust me, you should never do this. After getting a room, they gave us our keys. We replicated the keys onto our Flipper Zero hacking device to let us break into any hotel room we wanted to. And that's when we made our first mistake. We ding-donged this one room and we went to another room where we could hear noise inside. Emulate it, then opened it. Once it was open, we could clearly tell that a woman was screaming and yelling. And if I even told you what I saw, I'd get banned off YouTube. But it was so bad, I ran down to report it. But by the time me and the hotel manager went back upstairs, there was no one inside of the room. Cops were called to scout the area, and after 30 minutes, they found the guy.
Behind over 3 murders, 8 has just been caught nearby Frisco, Texas.
For what could only be described as hideous, according to popular TikToker Krishna Sahay.
We will never know what was actually going on in that hotel.
I'm glad I did something good for once. Subscribe. I put a note saying, sorry I hit your car on a random person's car. And when he came out, he started looking all around his car like an absolute idiot for damage. But after 15 minutes, he eventually just left. But I actually left my real number on the note. But just 10 minutes after, I got this call. Hello, who is this?
Hey man, you're the guy who hit my car, right? It's a lot of damage. How are we gonna figure this out?
Honestly, man, I've got no money. I'm flat broke. I just wanted to say sorry, bro.
No, man, that's not enough. It's like $800 worth of damage. I have your number now. What's your name? What's your name?
I don't know. After I hung up, he started spam texting me a bunch of stuff that I'm definitely not allowed to say online, and even sent me an AI generated image of his car being wrecked. Like, dog, it literally says ChatGPT on the photo you sent. So obviously I just blocked him since I didn't actually damage his car. And a few days went by and I was just chilling on steak darts for the funsies when out of nowhere, the police came to my house and they told me they have an arrest warrant out for a hit and run that never even happened. I do crazier stuff here. I put a note saying, sorry I hit your car on a random person's car. And when he came out, he started looking all around his car like an idiot for damage. But after 30 minutes, he eventually just left. But I actually left my number on the note, and just 20 minutes later, I actually got a call.
Yeah, bro, I don't know how we can settle this. I mean, it's a pretty decent chunk of damage.
Honestly, man, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I don't have any money, so I can't pay you.
I have your number now. What's your name?
My name is He started spam texting me saying he was gonna sue me and a bunch of other things that I probably shouldn't say on YouTube. So of course I just blocked him. I thought everything was gonna be fine because obviously I didn't actually hit his car. But a few days go by and out of nowhere I get a knock on the door and it's the police. And they're telling me they have an arrest warrant for me for a hit and run that never even happened. I get away with more here.
If you're any gas station watching this, remember, next time I come there, just sell me the gas pump. Otherwise, we're gonna have to... What the heck? You guys like have any of the gas, like the gas pump? And you guys sell the gas pump? Yeah. There's no way we can like buy a gas pump. You guys don't have one for sale or anything? But why is he recording? Bro, I don't know why he's recording. Why are you recording, bro? Shoot. Well, I mean, we tried. I guess there's only one way that we can actually do this. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to take it myself.
What does that mean? You're just pumping gas?
You'll see. I went into Walmart with an employee uniform to get on the intercom and say this. Everything is free for the next hour. Everything. Go. Immediately, everyone started loading up carts. People were going crazy, even fighting over stuff, and the employees were watching me. But just when my plan was going good and I thought everything was perfect, they sent a message on the intercom saying that the previous message was not true. But to my surprise, it didn't work because people were still walking out of the store and the alarms were going off like crazy. But just in case I was gonna get caught, I put on a security uniform and pretended to be working there. But that's when management caught me, walked me out of the store, and made me sign a paper saying I'd never come back again. I'll do even worse right here. I put a note saying, sorry I hit your car on a random person's car, and when he came out, he started looking all around his car like an absolute dummy for damage, but after 15 minutes, he eventually just left. But I actually left my real number on the note, so just 10 minutes later, I got this call.
Hello, who is this?
Yeah, you left a note on my car, right?
Yeah, man, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, like, how are we gonna settle this? I'm gonna need a new bumper, bro. And, like, I think the exhaust is messed up, too.
No one's paying for that. No one.
Now. I have your number now,
I'm hanging up on you, buddy.
After I hung up, he continued to spam call me over and over again, so I decided, you know what, I need to get revenge. So I looked up his license plate and found out where he lived, and when I saw his car, I threw a grenade inside of it, and within seconds, it started smoking up like crazy, and now I'm probably in big trouble. I do something crazier here. Can you sell fake items to pawn shops? I started with this replica Louis Vuitton watch, and every single pawn shop kept refusing me, being like, oh, we need this certificate, this receipt, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I got an item that they definitely could not refuse because everyone sells these, an iPhone. Little did they know this was actually a $30 Temu iPhone, but it still works. And they looked at it, turned it on, and one guy was like, it's just a bit fishy, and said no. But one guy took the bait and gave me $300. That's $250 in profit right there. I'll do this again if you watch this. I put a note saying, sorry I hit your car on a random person's car, and when he came out, he started looking all around his car like an absolute idiot for damage. But after 15 minutes, he eventually just left. But I actually left my real number on the note. But just 10 minutes after, I got this call.
Hello, who is this?
Hey, man, you're the guy who hit my car, right? It's a lot of damage. How are we gonna figure this out?
Honestly, man, I've got no money. I'm flat broke. I just wanted to say sorry, bro.
No, man, that's not enough. It's like $800 worth of damage. I have your number now. What's your name? What's your name?
I don't know. After I hung up, he started spam texting me a bunch of stuff that I'm definitely not allowed to say online, and even sent me an AI generated image of his car being wrecked. Like, dog, it literally says ChatGPT on the photo you sent. So obviously I just blocked him since I didn't actually damage his car. And a few days went by and nothing really happened, but out of nowhere the police came to my house and they told me they have an arrest warrant out for a hit and run that never even happened. I do crazier stuff here.
Can you get away with pulling the fire alarm at the airport?
As soon as I pulled it, the alarms were going off and people were freaking out and evacuating the airport fast. But I realized I messed up because there were literally cameras right where I pulled it. So I knew if I stayed there or tried running out, they were definitely gonna catch me. So instead, I started searching through a trash can until I found a boarding pass and then used it to try and get on a flight. And even though I almost got cooked, it worked. And I thought I was gonna be free. I sat down in my seat and I started chilling. But out of nowhere, some guy with a Burger King hat started telling me, yo, that's my seat, bro. And then literally kicked me off. And that's when airport security workers got me and put me on a no-fly list. I do something dumber here. What happens if you pull the fire alarm at the World Cup? Immediately after, all the alarms in the stadium were going off, and you could literally see hundreds of people rushing out of their seats. But don't even get me started on how pissed the actual players on the field were. But just when I thought I was victorious, they put out an announcement saying that it was a false alarm and that they were trying to find who did this. So I tried to exit the arena, but cops were waiting for me, and that's when I woke up and realized it was all a dream. I'm gonna spend a night at the worst rated motel in the entire country. We asked for a room and front desk was acting super weird, but eventually after paying $18 for one night, we were in. And immediately things got worse. Even though at first glance it looked nice, there were bugs crawling all over the room and all over the bed. Homie's just moving. And when we thought it couldn't get worse, it did. Because in the bathroom, there were bugs in the toilet and blood all over the sink and bathtub. But we said, screw it, let's just try and sleep. But before we could catch any break, there was a knock on our door, and it was a woman wearing super revealing clothing asking us if we wanted any extra services. We said no, but she started demanding that we pay her and started screaming. And that's when we realized this wasn't just a motel. I do more here. Can you sue an amusement park by pretending to get hurt and win? I went on the scariest ride in the park, and once it took off, I started recording and pretending like the seatbelt was loose and acted like I was passed out. And I kept this up throughout the whole ride, even till it stopped, and everyone around me was super concerned. But the second I got off, I went to taking photos of myself and used AI to put fake bruises on the photos, and then also went to the hospital, and I told my doctor absolutely everything was hurting, and after a couple of weeks of suing and going to court, I got a check for $450,000. I do something crazier here. I bought a ton of fake cash on the dark web to test if it actually worked. Starting with a $1 bill at the dollar store. Okay, I'm actually suing because why is nothing here $1? God, $1.25. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they're gonna check. And sure enough, they didn't and just took the cash. But things were about to get interesting with the $20 bill. And now I'm at Walmart with the $20 bill. We're gonna test this out. We're gonna get that.
Krishna, I think you might be gay.
I mean, I'll know for sure after this. So the cashier at Walmart was super chill, and he was about to just take the money without even checking, so we told him that it might have been fake. Did you just check the 20 to make sure? Some weirdo gave me that 20. I just want to make sure it's like authentic.
It's okay.
Okay.
100%.
Homie literally told me that it was actually real, but the $100 bill was literally crazy. Watch me test it and other illegal dark web items right here. These Pokemon ATMs have been going viral everywhere, so I wanted to see if I could scam them. See, whenever I try and buy something from them, they're always out of stock. But don't worry, if you hold all of these buttons at the exact same time and bring some fake cash that you get from like Temu or something that you insert into the thing, it'll literally glitch out and start giving you prizes. But you want to be careful, because if the workers see what you're doing on the cameras or anything, you could get in a lot of trouble. But look at what I pulled out in just 10 minutes of doing this before finally getting kicked out by staff. It gets worse than scamming here. I'm officially banned from the Apple Store, and it's not because I dunked their display phones into water or because my friend was stealing. It's way dumber this time. See, yesterday I went inside looking for a brand new iPhone when I noticed there were a bunch on display, so of course I brought a $5 Temu phone, grabbed the real display phone, took it out, put it in my pocket, and replaced it with a fake phone. And I just walked out and thought absolutely no one was gonna notice, and for a couple days nothing even happened until one day I got a lawsuit from the Apple Store, and they told me I'm never allowed to buy an iPhone again. I do something more diabolical here. How fast can you get banned from the Apple Store? I walked in, took the display phones, I started dunking them in water until they stopped working. At the same time, my friend was pretending to be an Apple worker and made an announcement to everyone to distract them, while my other friend started grabbing phones. We were about to make a run for it, and you could literally see security eyeing us down. And so we leave the mall and we think we'd get away with it perfectly fine, but they catch our license plate on the security footage and show up to our house. They tried to sue me for $20,000. Little did they know I had one last Uno reverse card up my sleeves. My dad actually owned the store and gave us permission to do everything. I do worse right here. This is how you can sneak into any World Cup game without a ticket. First, you want to go to the stadium and start looking for random people that just have their phone out. I found this absolute goofball looking at his own ticket and just snapped a photo of it and used that photo to scan in, and somehow it actually worked. Then you want to start looking for random empty seats, and I found some and was just chilling, but that's when the worst thing happened, because security was on me and told me I needed to leave, and now I'm banned from going to any World Cup games. I got arrested and interrogated because of a TikTok video, but I tricked them with something they never expected.
TikToker Krishna Sahay officially arrested after posting questionable TikTok.
Lawyers demanding Krishna have 3 years in jail.
Krishna Sahay responds saying, "Mad 'cause bad LOL."
A month ago, I made a video called "Calling an Amber Alert on Myself," and it accidentally got like 14 million views, which led to someone filing a report, which whoever you are, you're lame, and eventually the cops got me. But once they got me into the interrogation room to investigate me, things got difficult. I wasn't answering anything since I knew they didn't have anything on me apart from the stupid TikTok, and I even started trolling them. Check this out. That's when I pulled out the final card. I made them get me dozens of water bottles because I was thirsty, and then made them put it all away. And I got released the same day. If you think I'm a genius, subscribe. I bought a ton of fake cash on the dark web to see if it would actually work, starting with a fake $1 bill at Dollar Tree. Hopefully they don't notice, because if they do, I'm pretty sure I could get in a lot of trouble. But I went ahead, grabbed an item, and went to check out, and of course they didn't check the money, and I was completely good. But then I went to Chick-fil-A to test the fake $20 bills.
Yeah, could I just say a spicy chicken sandwich? Here, keep the change.
And once again, it worked like an absolute charm, and I got my food. We got them a second time in a row. Dude, they don't even care. But to take it to the final level, I went to Target with the fake $100 bills to try and buy a Nintendo Switch. And in case the fake hundreds didn't work, we had another method.
You gotta make sure we're good. Come on, angry balls. Come on, please. Don't. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Come on. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, that's huge.
But we went ahead and tried the fake money, and even though they did look at it this time and try and check if it was real, they said it was good, and I got my Nintendo. I'm gonna put super glue on the Walmart toilet and hope someone sits on it and gets stuck. As soon as I got there, I put super glue all over the seat, and it was so sticky to the point where 2 of my fingers got stuck together. But to make sure they actually used that stall, I taped an out of order sign on the other one. And after waiting for over 15 minutes, somebody walked in. They looked around, but obviously went to the only stall that was open, and after a few minutes of them sitting down, we heard this. And obviously, I started running out of there as fast as I could, and that's when I noticed ambulance and police coming to the Walmart, so I got home as fast as possible. But the next day, the police showed up to my house and told me they knew I did it because they had a camera in the bathroom. I do something even dumber here. I put super glue on a Target restroom's toilet to see what would happen. As soon as I applied it absolutely everywhere, I made sure to lock the other stall's door, so whoever came next had to go to that one. And sure enough, a few minutes later, a guy walked in. And for a little bit, it was cool. He didn't seem like he did anything. He was just doing his thing. But that's when he started saying this. What the f*** is going on? What the f***? And at this point, he probably realized that he was stuck to the toilet. And even though he kept his cool for a little bit, just a few minutes later, he started yelling. And we thought it was absolutely hilarious, but we knew we could get in trouble, so we made a run for it and even threw away the evidence into the trash can. And for a couple days, nothing happened, so I thought I was completely cool until a police officer showed up to my door and told me I was getting sued for $400,000 in damages and medical bills for the guy. I do something crazier here. I'm gonna buy a stolen supercar for super cheap to see if I can actually get in any trouble for it. And trust me, you're not gonna believe what happened. Okay, so the guy told us to meet at this super sketchy location, and we pulled up trying to get the price lower on him.
You got the money?
Oh yeah, we got the money. No, the listing said 8.
I don't do any of that bullshit. No negotiating.
This guy was not having it at all. And honestly, if we didn't send him the money, I didn't even know if we were gonna get it.
Bro, get that camera in my face.
We're not recording. Dude, you wouldn't take 4K?
I don't do any of that.
So we just paid him.
5K, you gotta send over yet?
Alright, we sent the money.
Alright, now get out of here.
Give me the car. Alright, let's check it out.
Oh, it's kind of destroyed a little bit up here, but like, bro, it looks good. Unfortunately, this didn't last long, and just a few hours later, we got caught with the stolen car, and they took it away. But if you still think I should try this again, subscribe. I found a way to legally scam the Apple Store. First, you want to go in and buy a brand new iPhone with Apple Care, which is supposed to protect your phone for like $10 a month. And then as soon as you take it home, you want to absolutely destroy it. My friend started throwing it in the air until it was literally unusable. Then you want to come in the next day and tell them that out of nowhere, it just malfunctioned and this happened. And they're gonna think you're crazy. They're not gonna believe believe it, but just keep telling them that. And after waiting for a few minutes, they'll give you a full refund and a brand new iPhone. I do crazier stuff here. This guy keeps on stealing my packages in random disguises, so to get revenge, I'm gonna go put an explosive in a package to see if he takes the bait. I waited, and 2 days later, he actually took the bait, and I gotta give it to him. He came with a different disguise. But as soon as he started walking off, I set off the explosive. Holy yo, bro's done. Bro, I don't even think I can upload this. He ended up being okay, but watch something not okay here. Walmart has these ATMs where you can literally put your phone inside and it sells it for you and gives you cash. So of course I wanted to see if I could get away with giving it a $5 Temu phone to make a quick profit. I got the Temu phone, went to my local Walmart, and at first it had me answer a ton of questions and even connect the phone, and that's when we had a big problem. It started going error and crashed the entire system. I called customer support and I was like, oh, this isn't gonna work. They know it's a fake phone. Until I tried it just one more time and it gave me an offer I couldn't resist. $70. I do more evil things here. What happens if you shut off all the lights at Walmart? To test it out, I walked in, went inside the employee's bathroom and stole a uniform while one of them was changing, and then immediately started making my way to the back to the power switch room. And there were a lot of employees, so I had to be super careful, otherwise I was gonna get caught. But once the coast was clear, I went into that room, started messing with the switches until I turned the power off. And immediately everything was dark, people were screaming and freaking out, and everyone is evacuating and going home. And so did I. I ran out of there, got home, and when I opened the TV, I saw this.
$50,000 bounty on Krishna Sahay.
I tried dumber things here. I rented a U-Haul the other day to move some people across the border, but that's when I had an idea. What if I just never returned the U-Haul? So I waited until my reservation ended, and then I just kept on driving it around until I started getting emails saying that I would be charged a fee if I didn't give it back within the next hour. But of course, I still just ignored it and enjoyed the ride until I started receiving calls saying that they've notified the police about the stolen U-Haul, to which I told them this. Yeah, you ain't getting your truck back, buddy. And as you can tell, I wasn't backing down, so I hid the U-Haul in a spot no one would find just in case they were gonna make me pay for it. And now it's been 3 whole weeks and I still have the U-Haul. The other day, I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace and I saw someone was selling an iPhone for just $100. And I was like, dang, that's a really good deal. So I met up with him, bought it, and quickly realized I got scammed because the iPhone didn't even turn on and was completely destroyed. But it gave me the idea. What if I went on Temu and bought 10 iPhones for $4 each and resold them for hundreds of dollars? So as soon as I got the iPhones, I listed them up, and in seconds, I was getting hundreds of messages from people who actually wanted to buy them. And I went to meet them, sold a bunch of them, and there's even this one guy who was being difficult. 100? You do like 75, 50, something like that. I'll do it if you can pump this up enough. Come on. Alright, bet. Okay. Oh my God. That is not good, bro. But sure enough, in just under 1 whole day, I made over $1,000. Today, I was in a pawn shop when I noticed that they had a bunch of Pokemon cards for sale, and they were really expensive. I'm talking hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for cards. And then I looked online and it got even crazier. $10,000, $20,000, even $100,000 for a Pokemon card. And since I knew I could make a quick buck off this, I went on Temu, found a fake replica of one that looked super expensive and ordered it for $4. And as soon as it got here, I took photos of it and immediately listed it on Facebook Marketplace for $10,000. And within seconds, we were getting thousands of messages. And one guy said he wanted to take it immediately, so we met up with him and this happened. Yo, I think that's him right there. It's 8,000, okay?
8,000, bro. Can I get a discount? It's low-key chip right.
Alright, look, if you could run this up on chicken, I will. Yo, no way, come on. Yo, it's actually going. What? Alright, fine, I'll give you 20% off. And just like that, I made $6,000. Can you get arrested by pretending to dine and dash? I went to the most expensive restaurant I could find and immediately started ordering as much as I wanted. And once the food came out and I ate, instead of calling for the waiter to pay like I normally would, I just hid the money under the plate and got up and started running. But my waiter quickly noticed and immediately started chasing after me. Where's my money? But I got all the way to my car and he was still pissed. And after all that, he went to complain to security, but I showed them the video of me clearly paying and the waiter got fired from his job. I do something crazier here. What actually happens if you prank call 911?
Emergency.
Could I order a medium cheese pizza?
Call 911 to order a pizza.
pizza?
Yeah, I need a medium cheese pizza.
I think I'm understanding you. Where is the pizza at? Where is it located?
But shortly after the call, I started to hear sirens, and sure enough, the cops came and yeah.
Turn around, come back. You're on the floor. You have the right to remain silent.
Yesterday while driving, I saw a bunny in the middle of the road, barely alive. And even though for safety reasons, you're not supposed to pick them up, I wasn't just gonna watch homie die. So we grabbed him, started speeding, running red lights to get him to the animal hospital as fast as possible. But as soon as we got to the emergency room, we got bad news.
We're just not able. Not specialized in seeing that.
Huh?
I wouldn't even have recommended picking it up. I would have just left it where you found it.
Why? That's so sad. They told me they wouldn't do anything and even told me that I shouldn't have even picked the guy up and told me to take him off their property as well. And just a couple of minutes later, he passed away in my friend's arms. You, Blue Pearl Hospital, and RIP Thomas. Can you make a huge profit selling fake AirPods? To test it out, I went on Temu and bought these AirPods for $5. And when they came in, I was honestly surprised. They looked just like the real ones, sounded just like the real ones, and even connected to my phone. So I listed them on Facebook Marketplace for $150, and within 20 minutes, I got tons of messages, but one guy was interested and said he wanted to meet up immediately. So of course, I went to sell them. Yo, what's going on?
What's up, bro?
Yo, here, check out the AirPods, bro. Bro, they're like brand new.
Yeah, they look pretty clean, but yeah, I gotta check them out, bro. Make sure you're not scamming me or anything.
Yeah, you can check it. It connects to your phone and everything.
All right. Looks pretty good, bro.
I bet, yeah.
Here you go.
Okay, appreciate it. Bro, we got him good. You think we should tell him the truth, though?
Dude, we definitely should go get him.
Yo, actually? Yo, bro, I just wanted to let you know, bro, these are actually from China. They're not real AirPods, dude. You can have the money and you can keep the AirPods. It's all good, bro. I'll see you. I do more crazy things here. I'm officially banned from every McDonald's in America, and no, it's not because I went into the back pretending to be the health inspector. It's way worse this time. So around a week ago, I went to my local McDonald's to grab some nuggets for my friend, but I noticed that everything was just tasting a bit weird. So I put the fries in the bag and just decided to get a drink instead. And so I got a water cup and started just filling it up with Coke. But then the manager came out and he was pissed. They told me that if I didn't pay for a soda, I'd have to leave. So I threw the Coke at the store and left. For the next couple of days, nothing really happened until I finally got an unsuspecting knock on my door. It was the police and they told me I was getting sued for vandalizing the McDonald's. Watch something way worse here.
Yo, for 20 bucks, would you pull the fire alarm?
No.
Yo, for $100, would you pull that fire alarm?
No.
Please, just, I promise, just come here, quick.
As soon as he pulled it, the alarm started going off and everyone started evacuating. And he started running with me and I felt kind of bad because, I mean, that guy did not know what was happening. So I helped him hide in the toilet paper aisle with me, but it was getting stressful because security and workers were clearly onto us. But just when I was about to leave thinking I was in the clear, a security guard confronted us, but I just blamed it on him and now he's in jail. I do something crazier here. I just did something absolutely diabolical to a homeless person. So I'm driving and at an intersection, I see this homeless woman. Usually I don't give homeless people money. I'm not a bad person. It's just like most of the time they like start with it, if you know what I mean. So, but this time I actually had some food because I went to the gas station like a couple minutes before because I was on my way to my girl best friend's house and she loves these like strawberry milks, right? Like these strawberry milks that you can get at like every gas station. And I got 2 of them and I got some gum and some other essentials for our sleepover. And since it was like a 20-minute drive, I decided to start sipping on one of the 2 strawberry milks. And then I see the woman at the intersection and I'm like, okay, you know what? My girl best friend's gonna be upset because like, you know, she doesn't have her strawberry milk, but it's whatever. So I went to go grab the one that I hadn't opened to give it to her. And then a minute later, I go to reach for the one that I had opened to go keep taking sips. And this is the one. I gave her my half-drinking Nesquik strawberry milk. I actually feel like a demon right now. Think that was diabolical? Go watch this.